Right, well, here we are at Portsmouth and Southsea, and I'm catching a ferry, so one or two of you might be thinking, well, hang on a minute, there's a station called Portsmouth Harbour, so why aren't you going there, Johnny? Well, of course, the other ones of you who know the difference will say, yeah, that's Portsmouth Harbour, that's for the Isle of Wight ferries, and was for other ferries, but I'm on Brittany Ferries today, and they're going out of their own part in the harbour, which actually is about 25 minutes walk from here, Portsmouth and Southsea. So yes, if I carried on to the harbour, I'd pretty much be not getting any closer, maybe even a bit further away as far as I can tell from Google Maps. So yeah, today's plan is to now walk in what's pretty much pouring rain for 25 minutes. I think I can maybe get that down to 20 if I really push it, and get up to Brittany Ferries, where I've got some friends to meet. I've just had a 5.5 hour trip from my home in Devon, as this is a Sunday and I've enjoyed not one, but 3 rail replacement buses on the journey here. And I must say, the walk in the rain beside a dual carriageway is not the most pleasant start to an overnight ferry ride to France. Right, we've got a rendezvous planned in the multi-storey car park here at the ferry port. If you are using the ferries, then you can park here for £13 per day, which is what Mickey plans to do. And here they are.
Hello.
Right, they'll get parked up and sort the parking ticket, and then it's a short but damp walk over to the terminal. Right, so here we are, Portsmouth Port, ready to go to, can't remember, where are we going?
St Malo.
We're going to Saint Malo, we're going overnight to Saint Malo, and yes, I'm not by myself, we've got quite a collection of stuff from underneath the stairs. Obviously the original Hoover, the old upright, but we also have the new bagless one. That's Mickey. And she's also brought a little dustbuster with her. Bit early for check-in, so the terminal's behind us, but what we thought we'd do is have a little look round the corner, because I think there's a pub. Right, so let's go and see what the pub serves, because both me and Mickey and the dustbuster need something to eat. We've been fed and watered. Pint and a half of London Pride, kept quite well, I thought. It was quite tasty. And now back at Portsmouth International Port, about 6ish I think now, and so they're saying that boarding starts beyond 6 with a 8:15 departure. So let's do some check-in, have a look at the terminal building, and then get on board. Although it's kind of up to them when we get on board, because I think it's a bus connection to actually get onto the ship. The terminal is quite large, and the check-in desks are right by the entrance to our right.
Do we need to check in?
Yeah, we need to check in.
Cool.
We should be able to go through security in about 5 minutes, so let's just have a quick look round while we wait. Upstairs on the mezzanine floor is a cafe, a further waiting area, and access to toilets and baby change facilities. I see people are now being called forward, so we must go through passport control and security. Whilst we go through security, let's have a look at our route. The ship will leave the Brittany Ferries dock and then pass by the naval facilities and then exit Portsmouth Harbour past Southsea. Then there's a loop around the Isle of Wight before we cross the channel past the peninsula at Cherbourg and along by the Channel Islands. Finally, we will arrive into St Malo at around 08:15 local time. Security was very thorough, and soon we're boarding the bus. Mickey's regularly travelled on Eurostar and Le Shuttle, and she's been a day passenger on ferries, but she's never been overnight. So it'll be interesting to get her thoughts. As you'd expect, there's a big queue for the yellow lift, so we nip past and go up the purple one. And here we are at our room on deck 9, and everyone is impressed.
Oh, wow. Oh, it's massive.
£89 I paid for this. This sleeps 6, and I paid a £5 bonus for the dustbuster's own little personal bed. All looks very nice. Right, so a quick tour, because any minute now us three are going to have exploding bags, and also somebody is going to want to investigate everything in this room, so you better have a quick look right now. So here we go. There's a lower single bunk and an upper single bunk. Little hanger. It's probably just a t-shirt hanger. I think your trousers are going to not quite manage that, are they? Got some lights, various stuff, power supplies, headrest, double bed, another cupboard over there. We've actually got an external room with external views for the portholes, so we've got 2 portholes, and then over there, yet again, there's another single bed and one above it. So this particular room sleeps 6, and it actually has the cutest little table for your little kid who's maybe slightly bigger than the dustbuster. Some blackout blinds and everything, doing the thing, and all in all, not bad. Right, and so now we have the bathroom. Very like the one on the Stena I was recently on, actually. Probably a little larger. And again, it's got a nice little bin, some spare toilet roll, good sized sink and mirror, towels for everybody, including the dustbuster, and decent shower, and we'll report back in the morning how good this baby is. And also, how good that baby is.
Yeah, I expected a cabin. I didn't know that we had a double bed. That's sick. But I expected it to be like this wide. Like you came in, this was the space, and then there were bunks there and bunks there. And I thought maybe one bunk would like clip out and you could put the baby in there. In my head, that's what a cabin was. But then I guess I haven't really travelled by boat. So it's mainly built on when I've watched Hercule Poirot shows. That's my understanding of boat cabins. Maybe it's moved on since the 1930s, I don't know.
Implies she hasn't watched many of my videos, doesn't it? The reception area details tonight's entertainment, which includes a cover band, a magician, and a pub quiz. No. The information tablets, well, they're okay, but I'm not sure how much use they'll actually get beyond, you know, some idle poking. I do quite like the work zones along this side, and the cubby holes are attractive, even if they don't prove to be practical. The actual La Plage area is really nicely done. I like the bright colours and the decor, and of course, from here you can easily step outside too. As you can see, much of that car deck is empty. Anyway, I'm pleased this is undercover because it is still raining very hard. Right, Mickey will get the little ones sorted for bed whilst we will go back outside and watch the departure from Portsmouth. Well, isn't this cool? I've never had a cabin so far to the stern that I can just step out, and here we are on the deck looking down, and it's about 5 or 10 minutes to 8, so I think everybody's on. It's February, the car deck down there is pretty much empty, so I doubt there's going to be much delay. I think we'll be moving fairly quickly. So let's have a look around the euphemism sun deck. It's raining, but it's still really nice. Incidentally, we did talk to one of the ladies in the crew as we were coming past earlier, and she said yes, they're currently in week 2 of passenger operations, so this is really new. Wow, this is cool. Obviously a great time to have a look around the kids' play areas and such when it's late at night and raining. Obviously no kids, but it really is lovely. It's beautifully laid out, and the blue surface is in fact squidgy and soft, so if you fall down you should be okay. And here are the forward outdoor lounges, really lovely. And oh, there's a helicopter landing point there, look. Well, that's certainly what it looks like. And we can see down from here into the bar area. Right, I'm going to make my way to the stern as I think we'll be leaving soon, and besides, I'm getting very wet up here. Well, the rain's been a bit sneaky. It doesn't feel particularly wet, but I actually think I'm getting quite wet. So I'm going to go down a level or two and get a bit of cover from the rain. So I don't know if in the past or maybe in the future they will use the gangways that seem to be here, going all the way right up to the port up there, or the terminal at least up there. Not sure. Now on to deck 8. I think this might be the deck for the premium lounge. I'm just pleased that it's undercover. And now we finally leave the dock and slowly edge out into Portsmouth Harbour. Well, we can see the spinnaker in the distance, which effectively marks the exit from the harbour. So first we'll have to circle around the extensive Royal Navy facilities here at Portsmouth. And beyond the rail, well, all manner of military vessels lurk in the near darkness. Well, we definitely have to pass a couple of aircraft carriers. Anyway, we'll be back this way in the daylight when we return, so hopefully it will be a better time to have a look then. The Spinnaker Observation Tower has been here since 2005, and when it was built it instantly became the most recognisable icon of the maritime city of Portsmouth. As we leave the port behind, the little Gosport ferry nips in across our wake. And finally we pass the point with its historical buildings and round tower, and we're pretty much out into the English Channel. Now, we'll have to get round the Isle of Wight, but that will do it for me because I'm quite cold and wet. Right, let's have another tour around the interior whilst most people are now beginning to head for bed. Well, we've already seen La Plage, but it does have a coffee bar here for busy days. And as we go along, we get another chance to see all the work and relaxation places. Throughout the ship, the pet-friendly and pet-free areas are very clearly marked. Roughly amidships on deck 7 is the reception and the duty-free shop, and some comfortable lounge areas too. Spa treatments aren't something I need on a ferry crossing, but for those that do, here's where they are. I'm drawn down by the exhibition gallery sign, so let's go down to deck 6 and have a look. As it turns out, I spent quite a long time down here. The exhibition was a really interesting history of Brittany Ferries, and it also had lots of data about this ship too. Anyway, I can't show you it all, but it's well worth a look if you're ever on this ship. Mind you, it really was starting to get quite rocky now. Outside there must have been a few good-sized waves. The gallery continued along the corridor outside the cabins, so I decided I wouldn't stomp down there. And back on 7 there was a closed door where the restaurant would open in the morning. And then let's go up to deck 8, where the magician was in full flow. I'd say the bar was my least favourite part of the ship. I wasn't very keen on the decor, but you know, that's just personal taste. However, beyond the bar is a very nice chilled out lounge, much more to my taste, which also comes with a view into some of the eating area for Le Jardin Cafeteria restaurant. And no, on this occasion I didn't pay the extra for the Sea Club lounge with its €55 dining experience. The entrance to Le Jardin is on the other side of the ship, where you'll also find the kids' playroom.
If I've now got your cards.
There really is a lot of Breton artwork and photos throughout the ship, and I rather like it. Anyway, I think it's time to go and try and get some sleep on what is turning out to be quite a rough crossing. In the morning, I grabbed a rather sad €10 worth of breakfast whilst Mickey got the dustbuster ready. Oh, and here's a look at an internal room, more of like what Mickey thought she was going to get. And off we go down to reception to muster there for our bus disembarkation. And once again, the pet signs are plentiful and very clear. You know, I really must review one of those Condor ferries. It really is a dull and wet morning here in St Malo. So we're all waiting in reception, so I suspect they're going to be bussing us off the same way they bussed us on. I do wonder, and do put in the comments, whether or not it's just because this new ship doesn't actually have quite the same boarding ramp technology as the old ship, and so there's a boarding ramp unused down here, and maybe they're going to fix that, and then later on you'll be able to get off just here. Anyway, the dustbuster's just in there having her breakfast on draft. Meanwhile, Mickey and I, after that somewhat lackluster sort of snacky breakfast, we're going to head off into St Malo. So anyway, let's get back inside and see if Mickey and the dustbuster are ready to move. Something else I love is this tactile signage. So it turns out I had a chat to the nice ladies from Brittany Ferries about this walkway, and they said no, it's fully operational except for some few times when you dock and the tide is particularly low, and that's what it is this morning, and that's why we're getting bussed off. So if you travel along on this route, you will still be able to use the walkway generally. We just happened to have picked a day with a very low tide as we arrived. Downside, of course, is I think we are all waiting for the car decks to empty. So yeah, everybody's just sat waiting. And after a pretty long wait, we finally make it onto the bus. And the rain is coming down in sheets now. Still, on the bright side, we're in France. One thing I did note on this trip is that whilst the ship is brand new, it isn't as stable in bad weather as the Stena Britannica that runs out of Harwich. This could be something to do with the relative sizes of the ships, I suppose, as much as anything. Also, overnight, the engines seem to be a lot noisier on this ship than on the Britannica. Anyway, passport control formalities were completed very efficiently, and here we are in the rain outside the terminal. We decided that the most important thing was a proper second breakfast out of the rain, so we went for that. Maybe a final review of the trip could wait until after the rain stops. In fact, the walled town of St Malo looks to be somewhere well worth exploring, but maybe not in torrential rain. Eventually we made it to a lovely cafe, and when we got there we treated ourselves to a very sticky caramel and praline croissant to kickstart our French adventures. So getting on for 5 days after we actually completed the actual journey, we've now got a moment to just say, what did you think of the new Saint Malo?
I mean, it was super new.
It was new.
I mean, it smelt new, it felt new, it looked new. I don't think it's going to look new for very long. Well, I feel like it just like had a different design, like it was designed to need refreshing in 5 years' time. Yeah, like I think maybe was built-in obsolescence, like the decor, you expected to strip it out every 5 years and refresh it, maybe.
Yeah. The top thing of that trip?
Oh, the cabin was lush. Like, so much bigger and nicer than I expected. I had a big double bed for me and the dustbuster. That was really nice. Really nice baby bed.
Yes, very nice baby bed as well. All thrown in for only an extra £5. She's gone to chase the dustbuster now. So unusually a video ends about 5 or 6 days after it actually ended, as we're here on the Normandy on our way back into Portsmouth. So anyway, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time. And oh, do look out, we'll link on from the end of this chat to this actual trip on the Normandy.